I know I have the worst lighting in history. I do not have a professional studio, though I am working on it. I don't know how. I guess I could find a closet. Oh, they're up to something, those kids. I'm telling you. This is a mess. Now see, if my daughter would have stuck around, she could fix it for me, but no, she's off being a butt. SOS. It won't work. Oh my God. Anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll strip it, completely strip it, moisturize it for 3 days, and look like I have nothing but Vaseline in my hair, you know. Wash it really good with a good moisturizer and let it go for a couple days until it gets a little bit dusty and try it again. But it won't be blonde. It's going to go back to my natural hair color, which is black. How could I have done something so stupid? Well, it was easy. It's me. So anyway, how are all of you today? I did get an answer from the attorneys of the battle cam hour, and yes, they did answer me. When I worked for a law firm, I worked with what I call cherry pickers. And in Fortune 100 magazine, they are number 75. The letter was interesting, and I got all their sections and all that, and number 65, and that just went on, and I'm sorry, but you know, whoever wrote that, fire her, because the attorney is supposed to say this is what I need written down, and the paralegal is supposed to write it down, and she just wasn't very clear, or the attorney wasn't very clear. But I am clear on one thing: I won't be getting my things back, and that's okay. That's fine. They got all the best parts. Whatever. You know, as I've been told, I'm not the one who started this. And you remember that. I would have done nothing. You'd have never heard of me if it hadn't have been for her first interview with Bip and Bop, and then the second interview with Dickinson. So there's 2. And then I came forward. And like any lioness or coyote or wolf, whatever you want to call me, I reacted. And I was mad. I just feel sorry for her. You know, you can have friends, and that's good. And I believe wholeheartedly that she should have friends. But you also have to have somebody that checks that reality now and then and says, you know, this cannot all be true. And she wasn't born in Flushing, New York. She was born in Colorado, in Denver, at St. Joseph Hospital. I see all this thing. She was born in Flushing, New York. No, she was not. I'm going to send her to Flushing, New York. But no, she wasn't born in New York. There's a lot of questions that should have been answered or asked, at least asked. And a lot of things that should have been researched, which were not. Just because she was on Discovery doesn't mean that they did their research, because they did not. Hookers for Jesus did not do their research on her. Believe me. She was a slave, all right. No, she wasn't. She would get scared from the amount of medication she was taking, or drugs rather, and then, of course, once she's medicated, she's like a normal person. Mental illness is hard. I have depression really bad. I get it really bad. And bipolars have the real highs and they have the real lows. So it's very hard on them. Very hard. It's a cruel disease, and it is a disease. I acknowledge that. Never didn't acknowledge that. I'd say it showed up, about 12, 13. She'd hit her head against the cupboard. There's a reason for all this happening. And when the owner of Battle Cam insulted me and yelled as he does on one of his little commercial breaks, "Nobody in jail, nobody molesting a child, nobody doing this or that." I'm trying to tell him loudly, he didn't hear me, "You idiot, I'm none of that, nor have I ever been any of that." I did end up in jail one time. This is for self-defense. I'll admit it. It was self-defense. The judge said self-defense. It was dropped. I protected myself. Yeah, I have a habit of doing that. I will protect myself. I guess it's a way of me protecting myself now, and the emotions that I'm going through since this whole ordeal started. If she hadn't lied, it wouldn't have been as painful. Though it's painful listening to the things she's been through. It's painful to know that she chose a life over her children. It is painful knowing that she's sick and prefers not to do anything about it. When she does do something about it, it's just going to be a short period of time. We call it honeymooning. She's blamed everybody who's ever helped her, all the way to the family, from past friends. She went through Colorado like a popsicle. Do we care about her? Every one of us care about her. Do we love her? Every one of us love her. Did anybody know that she had tried to commit suicide that one night? No. How the hell would we know? No one called us. I wasn't watching the computer. I believe I was in the hospital that night. It just goes on, and it perpetuates, and it just keeps on rolling downhill because shit does. We've had a great loss within the last week in a family, and she wants to know who it is. She can quickly email me. I can tell a dear friend. And he can email her. I'm not bitter towards this girl, but I'm not going to have her tell a million people a pack of lies. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's have our little, lie detector tests or whatever they do. And let's really get it together now. Let's try. And then maybe face the damn fact that, we need maybe a little help. Anyway, Act 2 was chosen not to happen. Very well. The boys are doing well, by the way. Everybody watches this and tells her things, so. Remember, she is in charge of herself. No one can make her do anything she doesn't want to. She manipulates. Manipulators are that way. She's sick. She can't help that. She needs to take her meds. I've heard that she is taking her meds and things are going better for her and she sounds better from what I've heard from her boys. That's good because they do like talking to her. But right now my beef is with who put her on. Do anything for publicity, hey? The harm you caused this household. Me? I know. Thought that was cute, didn't you? The boys. It was amazing. Amazing. Anyway, the amazing part now is over. She'll get back to life. There is a life. Somewhere.